Hello and welcome to Elecspo. It is time for another Football Manager 2015 video, but this time with a twist. We've actually been playing the game. I'd only booted the game up just to make some videos, do a simulation, and then the other weekend I thought, you know what it is, I'm going to start a career. So we're going to have a look at how I've been getting on. I'm Newcastle. I did start one with Blackpool because I wanted a challenge in the Championship. And to be honest, it was just a little bit depressing, so I thought, we'll see what Newcastle were like 5 years ago. So I will show you how we've been getting on in our first season. And ideally I would have saved this halfway through the season, but I only thought about doing it. I think we're in March now, got about 11 games left, and to be honest, it's going surprisingly well. For context, this Newcastle at the time in the real world, well, in this actual season, Alan Pardew started as manager. There was then he left for Crystal Palace, replaced by John Carver. So since I've come in, Carver's gone back to being assistant. The only goals were to sign players who were ready for the first team and going to be sold on for a profit and finish mid-table. And if you can just see at the top there, we're currently fourth. We're definitely going to do that. But we only got 15 million quid. Typical Mike Ashley, the stingy bugger. What was I meant to do with 15 million quid? And you can see the squad here. Musa Sissoko, really, really good. I mean, he's out, definitely our best player by an absolute mile. Really, really good. Before the game had started, they just signed Jose Perez. He just arrived from Tenerife. Who else had they just signed? They had just signed Emmanuel Riviere. He was the big striker who arrived that summer. Christ, God help her. But we'll have a look at what transfers. And it's a little bit easier signing players because you can just go off how they're looking now in 5 years' time and get them for the cheap. So we did that with Christian Fuchs. His contract was expiring soon for Schalke. Obviously, they're just down at Gelsenkirchen here. So we got him for 1.8 million. He's been excellent, mainly because of that free kick taken. 17. We'll just look at his quick stats. He's got 4 goals, 4 assists. Those goals have all been from direct free kicks. He's been excellent, and he's barely missed a game because our other left backs are terrible. We've got Virgil van Dijk from Celtic, 6 million quid. He's been sensational next to Fabrizio Collicini. They really complement each other well. One on the right, one on the left. They're both ball-playing centre-backs. And Van Dijk's getting better and better. 7.2 so far. And for 6 million quid, you couldn't be robbed at that. Again, I just took a punt because he's so good now in the real world. And again, if you look at the other centre-backs, we've got Mike Williamson, average. Stephen Taylor, average. So it was a no-brainer really to bring someone else in and make this defence really solid. We've also got Daryl Janmaat, pretty decent as a right back. His ratings aren't great. I think what's his average? So far he's got a 6.8, hasn't even got an assist, but he actually seems to play all right. And what other signing was Jorginho Wijnaldum. I promise I'm not just trying to replicate the Liverpool team of now, but I am a little bit. But yeah, an ex-Newcastle player, he signed for them in the summer of 2015, I think it was, so before then. But from PSV, he's been brilliant. 4.8 million quid is an absolute bargain. Scored in his debut. He's got 6 goals so far, 5 assists. And because he can play, mainly in attacking midfield, as it says there. But if you look at him, he can play all over the midfield, which is why he's played so much. Remy Cabella's been an interesting one. I don't know why I've just started talking about Remy Cabella. But at the start of the season, he was absolute crap. Right? So I was barely playing him. But then, I don't know how, he just came in one game and I think he scored. And he's been excellent. So he's been playing as the cam lately. And Wijnaldum's been pushed out of the wing. But we'll have a look at how we've been getting on. So let's have a look at the games. Pre-season was pretty good, to be honest. Well, it was until we played Gateshead. you're thinking, there we go, Gateshead, the penultimate game before we start the season. And then we've got Dortmund. You're thinking Gateshead, we'll go out, we'll score a lot of goals, get the morale up. And that just didn't happen at all. But we're 4-1 down. If I just click on it now. Adam Campbell, he actually plays for me. I don't know how he scored. Mike Patterson, ex-Newcastle, he scored. So you see there, we're 4-1 down. Then Rolando Aarons gets one back. And then a Sammy Amiobi brace. He makes it 4-4. Whatever. It could be a season-defining result. Everything that we've done is because of that 4-4 draw. And then we had Dortmund, the big one at home. We've got to be 2-0, it's not bad. But the thing I was most worried about, when you start a season on FM, you can never really tell how good you're going to be. So when we had this first game of the season against Sunderland, I was a little bit petrified. Didn't know what to expect. But we bloody did it, got the derby win. And that is, to be honest, if we'd lost that game, I think this season would have gone a lot differently. But Jose Perez, on his debut, in the 10th minute, got the goal. Did he win man of the match? Looks like it. I mean, as we're talking about... Oh, no, he didn't. Sorry. Musa Sissoko, an 8.5. That was an incredible performance. But, I mean, you look... Some not great performances. Remy Cabella, poor. Emmanuel Riviere is so depressing to use. In the League Cup, he's an absolute machine. You can see there, he got a hat-trick. Did he get in the goal in that round? Yep, 2 in that round. In the Capital One Cup, he's just been a beast. But in the Premier League, absolutely woeful. But anyway, as you can see, we had an excellent start to the season. We didn't lose a game until the 20th of September. Man United, we only lost 1-0. Falcao with the goal, who, again, excellent on this game. But we're just unstoppable. I don't know how we were doing so well. But a lot of the games, we'd win by 1. I mean, we didn't win a game by more than a single goal until this against Swansea. 22nd of November. Jose Perez with a brace, and then Swansea went down to 10 men. But yeah, we just kept taking away. Then we got the quarter. I was thinking the League Cup, we're doing so well here, but eventually this has got to tail off. But if we can get to the League Cup final, win a bit of silverware, that'll be excellent. Get ourselves in Europe. But then it went extra time, and in the 118th minute, Stoke scored a penalty. Absolutely heartbreaking it was. Tiote got a red as well. But we responded. A 2-1 win over Arsenal, coming from behind. But as you can see, we've been excellent. We lost 3 games we've lost in the Premier League this season. Man United, Man City, and that one against Everton. Rolando Aarons did score. I mean, Aarons hasn't been in the squad. He's only come in recently because we've had loads of injury problems. I mean, you can see here we've got 5 injured. But I mean, Cisse, he missed the start of the season. CM de Jong's a walking accident. Look at his injury record. I mean, he missed all of pre-season. And then he came in. He scored a few late goals. I can't quite suss out CM de Jong. See there, he's got 5 goals, 5 assists. But when he isn't doing that, he's pretty awful. So, can't quite work him out. But I mean, there's some crap. Jonas Gutierrez we're still waiting for him to come back. Obviously, it was this season he returned from cancer. But since then, he's had a torn calf muscle, so that's disappointing. But I mean, we're backup players, Ryan Taylor, not great. Masajo Haidara, poor. Yet we've defied the odds, and somehow we're competing for a Champions League place. I mean, let's have a look at the table here. We've got 11 games left, and we are 5 points behind second. Chelsea are way out in front. Chelsea have already got their hands on the title, no doubt about it. But I mean, we're 4 points clear of Arsenal in 5th. There's a very real chance we're going to be playing Champions League football next season, and I don't really know what I'm going to do, because this squad's about where... Well, no, it's not where it should be. It should be about where Tottenham are now, 10th, mid-table. That's all the budget we've got. I'm actually a little bit scared that we do qualify for the Champions League, because I don't know how we'll cope. Have a look at the top scorers. Saido Berahino's got 20. In comparison, if you have a look at our team, who's our top scorer? In all competitions, Wijnaldum's got 6, Perez has got 6, and Pape Cissé's got 6. That is not good enough. That's the one thing we're lacking, an out-and-out goal scorer. Cisse is the number 9, but his performances are poor. 6 goals in 12 games though is good. That's the that is the thing with a lot of these players. They don't seem to play well, but then they get the job done. Tactics wise, we're using 4-2-3-1 for the last game, which was a 4-1 win over Aston Villa. If I can just find it now. There we go. We're at home. Gouffran, Williamson, Wijnaldum, and Cisse, all goals in the first half. Jorginho Wijnaldum with a 9. That was an excellent performance. So the team for that game was Krull in goal. Krull's excellent. Fuchs, Cotticini, Mike Williamson, because we've got Van Dijk out injured at the minute. He's due back though. Daryl Janmaat. And then the 2 midfielders, Vernon, Anita and Sissoko. But Anita and Tiote have kind of just been rotating. I kind of just wait for one of them to shout up and moan that they're not playing and then just put them in. Then Gouffran was on the right, Wijnaldum in the middle, Aaron's on the left, and Cisse through the middle. Sorry, Cisse up front. But again, I mean, that's not a great attacking line. But I mean, it's because Cabella's injured, Perez is injured. Yet we're still in contention to play Champions League football next season. So 11 games left. I mean, we'll look at the funding now. We've got £69,000. What a great amount of money to spend. I nearly got Florian Thauvin. I nearly had him on loan, but then they wanted to pay $35 million for him in the future, so I wasn't going to do that. God, I am terrified if we qualify for the Champions League. We've got 11 games left, and they are hard. We've got Tottenham coming up soon, and then this final 5-game stretch. Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, West Brom and Arsenal. It's going to come down to that whether we qualify for the Champions League. So that is 27 games in. That's where we're at. FA Cup, we got knocked out by Nottingham Forest. That wasn't great. But there we have it. Please give this video a like. Let us know in the comments what you think so far. And if you do like it, I'll bring you part 2. I'll let you know how we finish the season. But make sure you let me know in the comments. Give her a like, give her a share. Subscribe to Elecspo, all that good stuff. But until next time, we'll catch you in a while.